neither here nor there. There was some, there's another one in here I wanted to read. It's all about what your wife hates these days. I had no idea that I would write about Hungarian goulash today. It just came right out of my pen. Hungarian goulash, just coming right out of your pen today. It might just as easily have come out of your pen, Hungarian goulash, but it came out of my pen instead. And then I went and had the whole thing copyrighted. So now it would be against the law for Hungarian goulash to come out of your pen in even a similar kind of way. It's not easy to become a man like me. I made the right kind of choices in my life so that Hungarian goulash could come out of my pen when I needed it to. I positioned myself to benefit from Hungarian goulash coming out of my pen. So dumb. It's so stupid. But this is Club Nuts. We do stuff like this in Club Nuts, don't we? I'm trying to blame it on Club Nuts. God, it's pathetic. God. That was pathetic. Oh, look at that cover. It's the ugliest book cover ever. I didn't design it. It wasn't my idea. I'm trying to read some of these sort of one-liners, you know. There was a man once who tried in all seriousness to woo my mother by making duck decoys for her. Making duck decoys with his bare hands, sending them to our house in the mail. He wanted to impress my mother with duck decoys. Duck decoys that he built all by himself. That's what this man was trying to do. He was trying to lure a woman with something designed to lure a duck. How about something like, see, that's not bad. That doesn't feel that bad, does it? That's not Dave Monroe. It had a Dave Monroe laugh.
No.
Before. The way people's belts generally go through their belt loops. The forks and spoons will look bigger standing in the glass of water. Indeed, we've already established that. The leaves will fall off the trees in the winter time, and they will become shriveled like fruit bats, or worse than fruit bats. You will get mad when the smoke alarm goes off and you're drunk and making grilled cheese sandwiches. But the smoke alarm is right. You are drunk and making grilled cheese sandwiches. My friend's coffee grinder. He was willing to die for his country, but he was not willing to be confined to a wheelchair for his country. One needs to be modest about one's modesty. The drunk driver, the drunk bus driver, the drunk school bus driver, the pregnant drunk school bus driver. The compulsive liars should be listed in the telephone directory. You should be able to buy insurance against becoming a parody of yourself. Drawing indiscriminate birds in the sky, the rats and the pipes below Harvard, the underwater spiders, their dwellings of airtight silk. This poem is a dog's breakfast, but why begrudge a dog his breakfast? Everybody and their mother lost their lunch over the Bohemian coin laundry goddess. Every leaf is not a poem that needs to be reconsidered. For my purposes, snowflakes are all pretty much the same. When will the revolting conditions become randomly imposed? The redistribution of wealth as a general principle never really gripped people the way we wanted it to. Perhaps misery is more malleable. Perhaps misery could find equitable distribution. Squalid conditions could be arranged alphabetically. Boy, girl, boy, girl. People standing around in the sun, doing things over and over again. I knew a man who was mad at the world, and then he sat in his car all night talking to himself, and that really showed the world. His unfounded anger was dispelled by an explanation that made no sense. Yet you need an explanation that makes no sense to dispel unfounded anger. He thought his teacups were bugged by the federal authorities. It's self-important to think the government is interested in you. I always read this anti-war poem because it never becomes dated because we're always in this war. So it's a timeless piece. He was so anti-war that even the anti-war people couldn't stand him. He was so anti-war that critics of the administration would cross the street to avoid him. His opposition to the war was more sophisticated and frankly superior to your opposition to the war. He could prove that he was more anti-war than you were. His parents were more anti-war than your parents. His apartment was more anti-war